Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. Glad to be with you today. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I hope you're looking forward to tomorrow. Maybe not quite the way you planned, but still going to be a great day. And I have a passage to share that kind of speaks to that. It's from Isaiah chapter 51, verse 3. And it says this: The Lord will comfort Israel again and have pity on her ruins. Her desert will blossom like Eden, her barren wilderness like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness will be found there. Songs of thanksgiving will fill the air. Well, what's this passage talking about? Well, it's talking about the time of destruction in Israel. They'd lost everything. Temple was gone. Future looked bleak. Many people had, they thought, no reason to hope for the future. And in the midst of that trouble, the Lord speaks these words. Let me read them again. The Lord will comfort Israel and will have pity on her. Her desert will blossom like Eden, her barren wilderness like the garden of the Lord. What's he saying there? Well, he's saying that I know it looks like a desert. I know things look bad. But that's not the end of the story. The desert will blossom again. It will look like the Garden of Eden. The barren wilderness will change. And because that change is coming, the verse goes on to say, joy and gladness will be found again. Songs of thanksgiving will fill the air. The prophet Isaiah is trying to tell Israel, I know you're in a bad spot. I know things look bleak. At the very least, they're extremely disappointing. But that's not the end of the story. It will change. And when it changes, it says the barrenness will turn into gladness, and joy and gladness will return. And then there'll be great thanksgiving. Well, I think a lot of people's Thanksgiving Day is not going to be what they had planned or hoped. A lot of people are going to be missing. Unfortunately, some forever. This virus has not been good. And we're being warned by the health folks to stay home. Don't gather. Even in family units, don't gather. Now, I know a lot of people are going to avoid that and don't do it anyway. And some will adhere to it and then feel really badly. But the point is, the situation for this Thanksgiving will change. It'll get better. Hopefully, real soon. At least that's what the health news says. But even if the health news didn't say that, God says that whatever's happening now will change. And for a lot of you, maybe, unfortunately, things look kind of bleak. It's hard to be happy when things look like they're just all a downer. But we need to look beyond that. We need to see the promises of God. We need to see the joy of walking with Him. We need to see His goodness and grace is always present and He's always working on behalf of that for our lives, both today and tomorrow. Now, the prophet says to Israel, when this happens, there'll be great gladness and songs of thanksgiving when the home team scores the winning touchdown at the last second, or in the basketball tournament when the final shot goes in miraculously almost, and the team wins and they win everything, and everybody goes wild. They're just so excited of how great the outcome is. Well, you and I should be that excited about Thanksgiving. Okay, maybe it's not quite like it was. Maybe it's not quite what we wanted. But we still have a chance to thank God for all the wonderful things He's done and for the wonderful things He's yet to do. Now, I don't know a year from now. I'm not a very good prognosticator of the future. Even the weathermen can't get that straight very well. But I know this is going to be a good Thanksgiving for those who look to the Lord and see Him in the midst of it. And next year is going to be even better. So, how do you look at tomorrow? How are you preparing? Is it with sadness or joy? Is it with complaints or thankfulness? You know, I was reading the other day about how many people are short of food. Estimates are 12 million children in the United States today are going to bed hungry. Now, that doesn't include all the millions all over the world. Doesn't include those poor folks in Nicaragua and Honduras. They got hit by a Category 4 hurricane 2 weeks after they got hit by a Category 3 hurricane. You know, we are really blessed, regardless of how disappointing our Thanksgiving plans might be. We are really blessed, and we have untold things to give thanks for. So I want to encourage you. Get ready for tomorrow. And I don't mean just to eat the turkey or whatever it is you eat. Get ready to give thanks. Look around you. Look at your house, your place. Look at your things. Think of the love in your family. Think of how God has protected you over the years. Think of those little things that make life so special. Before you dig in, before you have time to mope around, let's fill the air with thanksgiving. God will be pleased and it'll change you. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for the opportunity to share with you. If you have a prayer concern or a need, please let us know. And we'll get on it as fast as we can to do everything we can to help meet your need. So until later, I wish you a good day before Thanksgiving. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.